Hi YouTube friends, I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead, and I was just driving in this evening to a bunch of elk on the hillside and just thinking how grateful I am for everything, this life, and the fact that we are able to grow a lot of our own food. And I thought I would just get on here and talk about one of my favorite things, and that is compost or manure, to be honest. So we gather manure from plenty of different sources, and one of the best places to gather manure, if you can, and manure is one of the best composts you can use on your garden. It's my favorite. But if you can gather it locally from local animals, that's even best. So there's a couple different kinds. Of course, there is poop that comes from animals, and that would be chickens and cows and horses and goats and sheep and rabbits. So they all give you a really wonderful compost that you can use as a top dressing or for fertilizer or for a number of other things in your garden. We happen to have a couple of horses, and most of our compost comes from them. And then we have chickens, so we use a lot of chicken poop, and that's where we gather our compost. So I am standing in front of one of our piles of poop, and this is really, really wonderful soil. It is it's broken down, and that's what you want. Ideally, you want broken down poop. Some animals give you manure that you can actually lay down fresh, like horse manure is one of those. And we've done that. I've done that since I was a kid. My dad taught me to garden as a little girl, and we always laid down a thick layer of horse manure on the garden in the fall, and then it just laid fallow over the winter time, and then we would plant directly in it the next season, and it composted really well just like that. But what we do here is throughout the year we just go ahead and build up piles of horse manure. That black garbage bag that's sitting on top of this pile is actually compost from kitchen scraps, so we end up just turning it all in together, and it composts really nicely. But let's walk over here. Let's walk over here. I'm gonna go ahead and show you another kind of manure, and this is called green manure. And green manure is made from plants, as you can imagine. All right, so I'm standing in an area of our property that we are actually getting ready to turn into an herb farm. This is probably, I would say, 1.5 acres, possibly 2 acres right here, that of the area that I'm talking about. But the soil is really horrible. It is clay, and it's hard, and it's full of weeds. So what we did was we planted a cover crop last year, and also you can see we've used wood chips on it, on this whole area. And there's a couple of different ways you can use cover crops. You can till them in once they've gone to seed is the best thing to do, or you can just mow them and let the green mulch sit on top. At that point it's mulch, but as it composts in, it's kind of like a green manure, and it's filled with nitrogen and other nutrients. What we've got here is a bunch of different types of cover crop. We've got winter rye, and we've got peas, and we've got clover, and barley, I believe, some other type of cover. But it's getting to the point where it's getting tall. But the nice thing is it is helping to choke out some of the weeds. So that is green manure. So we use brown, we use green. This is one of my favorite trees on the property. I call it my heart tree, and this is where our dogs' graves are planted. I'm getting ready to put more flowers in, so this is their little area. But all around here is going to be filled with medicinal herbs, and I've got seedlings started, and we're going to do a number of different beds. This will be on top of our potager that's already filled with medicinal herbs, and I forage. So up here on top of the mountain, of course, my hawthorn tree and many, many other plants on the property get foraged. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick little talk on cover crops and green manure and brown manure, which is from animals, and If you have any questions, I know I did it fast, it was spur of the moment, but please leave questions in the comments. I will answer them for you. And if you want to, be sure that you pick up my free herbal remedy guide and cheat sheet. It's really a helpful resource for your home apothecary. And if you want to, you can also grab my book, How to Relax Using Herbs and Oils. So there's recipes in it. It's just amazing. And I think you'll really enjoy it, especially in these crazy times, right? We're all worried and stressed. And I was reading some studies about stress, and boy, it's nuts out there. So take care. Remember to breathe, relax. If you're interested in taking a well-researched, science-based, a biblically based course on joy and how to get more of it in your life, you might want to check into my 21-day joy course. I'm really proud of it. It's a very good course, and it's been very helpful to a lot of people. In the meantime, pick up my How to Relax Using Herbs book. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening and day, or whenever you watch this. I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead, and I will chat with you later. Bye-bye.